Unit 6 Part 3. Introduction. There are basically four types of analog to digital converter, that is ADC, integrating or dual slope ADC, second successive approximation ADC, flash ADC, delta sigma converter. So the dual slope ADC is used for converting analog to digital value. This is an integrator. The dual slope ADC is slow but have high accuracy and have high resistance to noise. This method is used in digital multimeter or digital voltmeter. It is basically have integrator, comparator, control logic, clock, counter, electronically controlled switches. Its operation require two voltage slopes, hence it is named as dual slope. The unknown voltage is applied to V in and known, but with the negative polarity voltage is applied to V reference. V in is for fixed amount of time and V reference is applied for variable amount of time. One slope is made due to unknown voltage. The negative polarity voltage is then applied until it becomes 0, means second slope will form. The comparator is used to detect the zero crossing. The capacitor charges and discharges linearly with a constant slopes. T is more than T integer because the discharging time of the capacitor is more than its charging time. When the switch is at V in position, capacitor charges, that is charging time of capacitor is less, and when the switch is at V reference, that position capacitor discharges, that is charging time of capacitor is more. So first method is successive approximation register. Successive approximation register, analog to digital converter, represent majority of the ADC market for medium to high resolution ADC. SAR ADC provide up to 5 MSPS mega SMPS sampling rate with resolution from 18 to 8 to 18 bits. The SAR architecture allows for high performance low power ADCs to be packaged in a small form factors for today's demanding applications. Successive approximation register, analog to digital converter are frequently the architecture of choice for medium to high resolution application with sample rates under 5 mega samples per second. Resolution for SAR ADC most commonly ranges from 8 to 16 bits and they provide low power consumption as well as small form factor. This combination of feature makes this ADC ideal for a wide variety of applications such as portable battery powered instruments, pen digitizers, industrial control and data signal acquisition. A successive approximation ADC is a type of analog to digital converter that convert a continuous analog waveform into discrete digital representation via binary search through all possible quantization levels before finally converting upon a digital output for each conversion. The SAR ADC circuit typically consists of 4 chip sub-circuits, a sample and hold circuit to acquire the input voltage V in, an analog voltage comparator that compares V in to output of the internal DAC and output the rest of the comparison to the successive approximation register. The SAR subcircuit designed to supply an approximate digital code of V in to the internal DAC. An internal voltage DAC that supplies the comparator with an analog voltage equivalent of the digital code output of the SAR for comparison with V in. The SAR is initialized with MSB equal to digital 1. This code is fed from the digital to analog comparator, which then supplies the analog equivalent of this digital code V reference by 2 into the comparator circuit for comparison with sampled input voltage. If this analog voltage exceeds V in, then the comparator causes the SAR to reset this bit. Otherwise, the bit is left 1. Then the next bit is set to 1 and the same test is done, continuing this binary search until every bit in the SAR has been tested. The resulting code is the digital approximation of sampled input voltage and is finally output by DAC at the end of conversion. So this figure shows the SAR ADC block diagram, which consists of where clock is given to the SAR block. The output of this is end of conversion. Then dn-1, dn- d0, d1, dn-2, dn-1. These all are the data which is given to the DAC. V reference is given to DAC, that is reference voltage. Output of DAC is given to the comparator, and another input of comparator is V in, that is input voltage through sample and hold circuit. The output of comparator is again given to the SAR. So this diagram shows the basic operation of SAR DAC. The SAR ADC, the successive approximation register ADC, does the following things for each sample. The analog signal is sampled and held. For each bit, the SAR logic output a binary code to the DAC that is dependent on the current bit under scrutiny and the previous bits already approximated. The comparator is used to determine the state of the current bit. Once all bits have been approximated, the digital approximation is output at the end of conversion. For each bit, the SAR logic output a binary code to the DAC that is dependent on the current bit under scrutiny and the previous bits already approximated. The comparator is used to determine the state of the current bit. Once all bits have been approximated, the digital approximation is output at the end of conversion. The SAR operation is best explained as a binary search algorithm. Consider the code that here the current bit under the scrutiny is set to 1. The resultant binary code from this is output to the DAC. So this is compared to the analog input. If the result of DAC outputs is subtracted from the analog input is less than 0, then the bit under scrutiny is set to 0. So the successive approximation analog to digital converter circuit typically consists of some sub-circuits. The sample and hold circuit, which acquire the input voltage V in, an analog voltage comparator that compare V in to the output of the internal DAC, and the output the result of comparison to the SAR. The successive approximation register subcircuit is designed to supply an approximate digital code of V in to the internal DAC. Then an internal reference DAC that the comparison with V reference supplies the comparator with an analog voltage equal to the digital code output of SAR. The successive approximation register is initialized so that the most significant bit, that is MSB, is equal to digital 1. This code is fed to the DAC, which then supplies the analog equivalent of this digital code into the comparator circuit for the comparison with the sampled input voltage. If this analog voltage exceeds So mathematically consider V in is X times V reference. So X in the normalized input voltage. Now there are some advantages of this type, that is it is capable of high speed, medium accuracy compared to other ADC types, and good trade-off between the speed and cost. Next is the disadvantages. Higher resolution successive approximation ADC will be slower and speed limited is nearly equal to 5 MSPS. Then the second type is flash ADC. Second type is flash ADC. It consists of series of comparators, each one comparing the input signal to a unique reference voltage, and the comparator output connect to the input of priority encoder circuit, which produces a binary output. So the flash ADC, also known as the direct conversion ADC, and it is a type of analog to digital converter which uses a linear voltage ladder with a comparator at each rung of the ladder to compare the input voltage to successive reference voltages. Often these reference ladders are constructed of many resistors. However, modern implementations show that the capacitive voltage division is also possible. The output of this comparator is generally fed into a digital encoder which convert the input into a binary value. The collected output from the comparator can be thought as a unary value. So, now how flash ADC work? As the analog input voltage exceeds the reference voltage at each comparator, the comparator output will sequentially saturate to a high state. The priority encoder generates a binary number based on highest order active input, ignoring all other active inputs. So ADC output, this diagram shows the ADC output. The above is analog input and so there are two diagrams. There are two graphs. One is analog input and second one is the digital output. So the flash ADC have been implemented in many technologies varying from silicon based bipole BJT and complementary metal oxide, that is FET technologies, to rarely used This type of ADC is used as a first medium-sized analog circuit verification. The earliest implementation consisted of reference ladder of well-matched resistor connected to a reference voltage. Each tap at the resistor ladder is used as the comparator, possibly processed by an amplification stage, and thus generate a logical 0 or 1 depending on whether the measured voltage is above or below the reference voltage of the resistor tap. The reason to add an amplifier is twofold. It amplifies the voltage difference and therefore suppresses the comparator offset, and the back noise of the comparator toward the reference ladder is also strongly suppressed. Typically, designs from 4 bit up to 6 bit and sometimes 7 bits are produced. Design with power saving capacitive reference ladder have been demonstrated. In addition to the clocking the comparator, these systems also sample the reference value on the input stage. As the sampling is done at a very high rate, the leakage of the capacitor is negligible. Recently, the offset calibration has been introduced into a flash ADC design instead of high precision analog circuit comparator with relatively large offset errors are measured and adjusted. A test signal is applied and the offset of each comparator is calibrated to below the LSB, that is the least significant bit value of the ADC. Another improvement to many flash ADCs in the inclusion of digital error correction. When the ADC is used in harsh environment or constructed from a very small integrated circuit processes, there is a heightened risk that a single comparator will randomly change the state, resulting in a wrong code. It is also called as a parallel A to D converter, as this circuit is the simplest to understand. It is formed of a series of comparators, each one comparing the input signal to a unique reference voltage. The comparator output connect to the input of priority encoder circuit, and which then produces a binary output. So V reference is a stable reference voltage which is provided by a precision voltage regulator as a part of converter circuit. As the analog input voltage exceeds the reference voltage at each comparator, the comparator output will sequentially saturate to a high state. The priority encoder generates a binary number based on the highest order active input, ignoring all other active inputs. When operated, the flash ADC produces an output which is shown in this graph. For this particular application, a regular priority encoder with all its inherent complexity isn't necessary. Due to the nature of the sequential comparator output state, the same highest order input selection effect may be realized through a set of exclusive OR gate, allowing the use of simpler non-priority encoder. And the encoder circuit itself can be made up of a matrix of the diode, demonstrating just matrix of the diode. Not only in the flash converter, the simplest in the terms of operational theory, but it is the most efficient of the ADC technologies in the form of speed and being limited only in the comparator and the gate propagation delays. Unfortunately, it is the most component intensive for any given number of output bit. The 3-bit flash ADC requires 7 comparator. 4-bit version would require 15 comparator. With each additional output bit, the number of required comparators double. Considering the 8-bit is generally considered the minimum necessary for any practical ADC. The flash methodology quickly shows its weaknesses. An additional advantage of the flash converter, often overlooked, is the ability for it to produce a non-linear output. With equal value resistor in the reference voltage divider network, each successive binary count represents the same amount of analog signal increase, providing a proportional response. For special application, the resistor value in the divider network may be made non-equal. So this gives the ADC a custom non-linear response to the analog input signal. No other ADC design is able to grant this signal conditioning behavior with just a few component value changes. So there are some advantages as well as disadvantages of this method. Advantage is that the simplest in the terms of operational theory, it is most efficient in terms of speed, very fast. It is limited only in terms of comparator and gate propagation delay. And the disadvantages are lower resolution, expensive. For each additional output bit, the number of comparators is doubled. That is, for 8 bit, it has a 256 comparators needed. There are some applications of this type ADC. The very high sample rate of this type of ADC enable high frequency application, typically in few gigahertz range, like radar detection, wideband radio receivers, electronic test equipment, and optimal communication links. More often, the flash ADC is embedded in a large IC containing many digital and decoding functions. Also, a small flash ADC circuit may be present inside a delta sigma modulation loop. Flash ADCs are also used in NAND flash memory, where up to 3 bits are stored per cell as 8 voltage levels on floating gate. So flash ADC consists of a series of comparator, each one comparing the input signal to a unique reference voltage. Flash is basically the architecture of choice of high speed ADC design, and for the application that requires 6 bit of the resolution or the lower. So these design include a resistor ladder for generating reference voltage, comparator to amplify the differences between the input volt signal and the reference voltage, and an encoder to convert the thermometer code output of comparator into a binary code. So what is the function of encoder? The encoder circuit is used to convert the thermometer code obtained from the comparator stage into a binary code, and it is designed properly to handle the comparator metastability and bubble errors in thermometer code. So the next type is dual slope ADC. It is also known as a counter ramp or the digital ramp ADC. A dual slope ADC is commonly used in measurement instruments such as DVMs. So, as the name suggests, a dual slope ADC produces an equivalent digital output for corresponding analog input by using two dual slope technique. In dual slope ADC, the integrator generates two different ramp, one with the known analog input voltage VA and another with the known reference voltage V reference. So it is called as dual slope A to D converter. Now this is the logic diagram for the dual slope ADC. The binary here, The binary counter is initially reset to 0 0 0 0. The output of integrator reset to 0 volt and the input to the ramp generator is switched to the unknown analog input voltage VA. The analog input voltage VA is integrated by inverting integrator and generate a negative ramp output. The output of comparator is positive and clock is passed through the AND gate. This results in counting up of binary counter. The negative ramp continues for a fixed time period T1, which is determined by a count detector for the time period T1. At the end of the fixed time period T1, which is determined by the count detector for the time period T1, at the end of this, the ramp output of the integrator is given by Vs equal to Va by minus Va by Rc into T1. When the counter reaches the fixed count at time period of T1, the binary reset to 0 0 0 0 and switches the integrator input to the negative reference voltage minus V reference. Now the ramp generator starts with the initial value of minus Vs and increases in positive direction until it reaches to 0 volt and the counter get advanced. When Vs reaches the 0 volt, the comparator output becomes negative and the AND gate is deactivated. Hence, no further clock is applied through the AND gate. Now, the conversion cycle is said to be completed and the positive ramp voltage is Vs equal to V reference by Rc into T2, where V reference and Rc are constant and time period T2 is variable. The dual slope ADC functions in this manner. So when an analog value is applied, the capacitor begin to charge in a linear manner and the oscillator passes the counter. The counter continues to count until it reaches a predetermined value. Once this value is reached, the count stops and counter is reset. The control logic switches the input to the first comparator to a reference voltage, providing a discharge path for the capacitor. As the capacitor discharges, the counter counts. When the capacitor voltage reaches the reference voltage, the count stops and the value is stored in the resistor. So, the dual slope ADC mainly consists of 5 blocks: integrator, comparator, clock signal, generator, control logic and counter. The control logic reset the counter and enable the clock signal generator in order to set the clock pulses to the counter. When it is received the start commanding signal, control logic pushes the switch SW to connect to the external analog input voltage Vi when it is received the start commanding signal. This input voltage is applied to an integrator. The output of the integrator is connected to one of the two inputs of the comparator and the other input of comparator is connected to ground. The comparator compares the output of the integrator with 0 volt and produces an output which is applied to control logic. The counter gets incremented by 1 for every clock pulse and its value will be in binary, that is digital format. It produces an overflow signal to the control logic when it is incremented after reaching the maximum count value. At this instant, all bits of the counter will having a 0 only. Now the control logic pushes the switch to the connect to the negative reference voltage. This negative reference voltage is applied to an integrator. It removes the charge stored in the capacitor until it becomes 0. At this instant, both the inputs of the comparator are having 0 volt. So the comparator sends a signal to the control logic. Now The control logic disable the clock signal generator and retain the counter value. Now the control logic disable the clock signal generator and retain the counter value. Retains, that is holds the counter value. The counter value is proportional to the external analog input voltage. At this instant, the output of the counter will be displayed as the digital output, and it is almost equivalent to the corresponding external analog input value. This dual slope ADC is used in digital multimeter because of its high accuracy. So this diagram shows the dual slope ADC. It is used for converting analog to digital value. Here the digital values are 1 1 1 0 0 1 or 0 0, and the analog and the input is in the analog form. When the comparator output is low, the integrator is allowed to charge the capacitor in a linear fashion. Meanwhile, the counter is counting up at a rate fixed by the precision clock frequency. The time it takes for the capacitor to charge up to the same voltage level as the input depends on the input signal level and the combination of minus V reference R and C. When capacitor reaches the voltage level, the comparator output goes high, loading the counter's output into the shift register for final output. This ADC circuit behaves like a digital ramp ADC, except that the comparator reference voltage is smooth sawtooth waveform rather than the stair step. So this dual slope integration type of A to D conversion is very popular method for digital voltmeter application. When compared to other types of ADC technique, the dual slope method is slow, but it is quite adequate for digital voltmeter used for the laboratory measurements. When dual slope A to D converter is used for digital volt multimeter, then the counter may be decayed rather than binary, and the segment and the digit drives may be contained in the chip. When the converter is to be interfaced to a microprocessor, and many high performance digital voltmeters use a microprocessor for data manipulation, the counter employed are binary. So here integrator is used to integrate an accurate voltage reference for a fixed period of time. The same integrator is then used to integrate the reverse slope, the input voltage, and the time required to return the starting voltage is measured. The order of integration does not matter. So where T is the elapsed time from when the integration began. If the integration were allowed to continue for a fixed period of time t1, then the output voltage is VZT by RC. Now the integrator output has gone in a opposite polarity as the input, that is positive input voltage produces a negative integrator output. If reference voltage V reference were substituted for input voltage Vx, then the integrator would begin to ramp towards 0 at the rate of V reference by RC, assuming that V reference was of the opposite polarity as the unknown input voltage. So when the analog integrated circuit were cheaper and more familiar to designers than the digital circuit, the dual slope ADC was the choice for inexpensive multimeter, anything that didn't require high speed and especially any problem that looked at noisy signal. Now the microcontroller with high speed ADC and facial signal averaging are available. The dual slope system is becoming less common. When considering the measurement of noisy signal, as long as the conversion rates of no more than 10 times per second are adequate, this is an approach that is well worth considering. To conclude, dual slope integration type ADC do not offer high speed conversion but are highly reliable and effective when used with applications that tend to give out noisy signals. One significant enhancement made to dual slope converter is automatic zero correction. As with any analog system, amplifier offset voltage, offset current, and bias current can cause the error. In addition, in dual slope A to D converter, the leakage current of the capacitor can cause error in the integration and consequently an error. This effect in dual slope A to D converter will manifest themselves as a reading of digital voltmeter when no input voltage is present. The dual slope ADC has many advantages. Noise present on the input voltage is reduced by averaging. The value of capacitor and the conversion clock do not affect the conversion accuracy since they are equivalently on the up slope and down slope. Here the conversion accuracy is dependent on both the capacitance and the clock frequency because it affects both the upslope and downslope by the same ratio. Here noise present on the input voltage is reduced by the averaging. The value of capacitor conversion clock do not affect the conversion accuracy since they act equivalently. Here linearity is very good and extremely high resolution measurement can be obtained. Its main disadvantage is that it has a slow conversion rate. The high precision external components required to achieve accuracy, often in the range of 10 samples per second, in application where this is not a problem, such in measuring temperature transducer, a dual slope ADC is good choice. They are commonly used in digital voltmeter where their resolution is measured in the display digit. So the applications of ADC, these are used virtually everywhere where an analog signal has to be processed, stored or transported in digital form. Some examples are digital voltmeter, so there is one more disadvantage of this type is it is very costly. And the last is the ADC types comparison. So this shows the dual slope flash and successive approximation methods, the ADC resolution comparison, and the resolution range or the resolution that is bits. So for dual slope, the speed is slow, cost is medium. For flash type, the speed is very fast and the cost is high. And for successive approximation, speed is medium fast and cost is low. Thank you.